Hey y'all, it's Melinda, and welcome to the next episode of The Greenhouse. By now, you've been listening to me for a few weeks, and we're in the middle of the summertime now. I am fortunate enough to have a backyard pool in my backyard, and today I'm coming to you sitting in one of my chaise lounges after spending the better part of my afternoon tending to it. These days, I feel like I spend more time tending to the pool than I do enjoying the pool. I'm very fortunate to have it, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. But the irony is not lost on me that I spend all of this time and money on something that I barely let myself enjoy. Because I have these weird self-imposed rules, like why even put your bathing suit on if you can only get in it for 20 minutes? Instead of just putting it on and enjoying those 20 minutes. That's such a strange dichotomy for me, and it's how I find that I live so much of my life. If I can't go all in on something, I sort of don't go in at all. I can't be the only one. So one thing about my pool, or having a pool, is it's a delicate balance of the right chemicals, the right timing, keep ensuring that the pump runs often enough that the water doesn't go stagnant, but not so much that I can't afford the power bill to keep running the pump. There's a whole list of how much is too much and what time of the day, and on and on and on it goes. Recently, I went away on a small weekend getaway, and I wasn't here to tend to it. And when we got home, the edges of the pool had just started to discolor just a little bit. There was just a little tinge of green, a little bit of algae creeping in around the edges and at the bottom. The rest of the pool was fine. You could still clearly see, and you could very easily tell which parts of the pool needed attention and which parts were still beautifully blue. But what I've learned over the years of tending to the pool is if you get in before you address the green, you stir it all up. And the whole thing turns into a cloudy, hazy mess that will take twice as hard to clean. So I always try to vacuum and treat those spots first before I let myself or anyone else in the pool. So that was what I did most of the day today. Vacuuming, shocking, adding the weekly chemicals to get it back to a place where it's actually healthy enough for us to enjoy. And while I was at the pump backwashing it, I noticed something. The area of my yard where the pool's discharge goes, where all of that filtered water gets put back into the ground, well, that patch of the grass is the healthiest, darkest, most lush green grass anywhere in my whole yard. Nothing else even comes close. And it shocked me that the exact same thing that's disruptive to the pool, the thing that makes it unhealthy or undesirable, is the very thing making this grass thrive. It didn't change. It just found its space. So it got me thinking about how many of us are forcing the wrong season or the wrong environment on ourselves. Are we a perennial planted in spring when we were actually built to bloom in the winter? Are we forcing ourselves into something because it's what we think we should want, or what someone else has convinced us we should want, instead of asking whether it is actually what we want? If there's something you're struggling with right now, I want to encourage you to step outside of it for just a moment and ask, Is this helping me to become truer to who I am, or is it pulling me further away from the truest, happiest version of myself? And what would it take for me to find the right ground, the right environment? That water that couldn't stay in my pool, it didn't fail. It just wasn't where it was supposed to be. The moment it landed somewhere else, it became the healthiest thing in my whole yard. And you see, that's exactly why I built this place. I built it for me. I built it for you. If you've ever looked closely at the cover art for the greenhouse, there is nothing on it that's accidental. The bright light coming from inside is our inner glow. The jasmine climbing up the left side is a nod to my other business, another piece of who I am. The peony in that vase, that's the flower I chose to anchor the whole bloom framework, the same one in my logo. The 2 chairs at the table and all of the chairs stacked up and around them, that was me letting you know there's room for everyone here. You don't have to be alone. Pull up a chair. There will always be a seat for you. And the 2 cups on the table, that was me saying, I'm already here. I've made the coffee, the tea, or honestly, maybe even we need the whiskey. Whatever's in the mug, just come sit. Be still. Be talkative. Be you. You're safe in the greenhouse. You're exactly where you're meant to be. This greenhouse started as a podcast, but it was always meant to become something more. A real community, not just a place where you listen to me talk, but a place where we actually tend to ourselves, side by side, alongside one another. So, here's what's coming. I'm building a monthly membership where we gather 2 times a month. One session will be teaching built around one of the 5 pillars, something we work through together. The other session, it'll be open. Come as you are. Bring what's weighing on you. Bring your hard weeks, your wins. Together, we'll hold space for all of it. Members will also get the full Meaningful Moments archive. Every email that I've sent, every journaling moment, just to be sure you know that you're being thought of. Every ongoing resource we've built together. It's a library where you can always come back because, like you, the greenhouse, it shifts, it breathes, it moves. What resonates today may or may not resonate tomorrow. It will hold all of those opportunities. You see, tending to yourself was never meant to be a solo project. We were never designed to live life alone. We are all so much better when we see ourselves reflected in one another. When someone else's honesty gives us permission to be just as honest, just as unguarded, just as intimate. I want to tell you this matters to me. For most of my life, I did so much alone. I carried the things alone. I struggled to figure out the things alone. Not because nobody wanted to help me, but because I felt like asking for help was a weakness, or somehow would make me be too much, or people would judge me and think that I should already know how to handle it. But over the last year or so, what I'm learning slowly and imperfectly is that we were never meant to do life in isolation. Every single woman I've met on this journey, the ones I've walked up to in the grocery store, the ones I've handed a bloom bite to through a drive-through window, everyone that's attended a seed to sprout session. Every single one of them has reminded me that I'm not the only one. And every single time, it's changed me just a little bit. It's strengthened my resolve that I'm truly on to something. And it's propelled me to keep going, even when the doubt is loud, even when I want to stop, even when I'm triple guessing, quadruple guessing, if what I shared is too personal, too intimate, is it going to resonate? And that's what I built the greenhouse for. So here's my invitation for you. Pull up a chair, not just to the podcast, to the community. Join the Facebook group. Go take the quiz at maintainingmelinda.com/quiz. Send me a message on social media. I'm on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. Find out which pillar in your life is asking for your attention right now. Share this with a friend who needs to be reminded how great she truly is. And my friend, remind yourself of how truly wonderful you are too. The greenhouse is here. The light is on. The drinks are ready. And I'll be right here waiting for you. Thank you so much for being here with me in this season, in this place. I cannot wait to see what comes next. Until then, I'll be waiting for you in the greenhouse. Thanks, everybody, and have a great day.